What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Connector's Corner. I am your host, Drew Dockery, the Master Connector. I'm a business coach, and I help sales professionals and entrepreneurs not leave money on the table by doing three simple things. Number one, monetizing your relationships. Number two, growing your network. And number three, making proper connections. I am also the author of the Connector's Handbook, which is right here. If you don't have it, you definitely want to get this book. The Connector's Handbook is going to be your blueprint to moving and grooving in those rooms of greatness to build your dream and make your dream a reality. So today we're going to talk about understanding your acres of diamonds. Understanding your acres of diamonds. So first of all, what is acres of diamonds, right? Unfortunately, to a lot of folks, well, let's start here. First of all, it's a book, okay? If you don't read, you're already behind. Leaders are readers, okay? But yeah, Acres of Diamonds is a book I read. Ironically, I read it at the beginning of my entrepreneurial journey. I had just got into entrepreneurship and got aggressive with it. I guess I'll say I've been an entrepreneur since I was like 18, 17 or whatever, right? My mom got me into entrepreneurship. But really understanding what the journey is going to look like, what personal growth is going to entail, I started to read a lot more often. And I ended up in a relationship, and the young lady, it was a very serious relationship, and the young lady had this book, small book, in her, I guess, quote unquote library, a bunch of other stuff. She had never read the book, but she had it for school and got through class not reading the book or whatever. That was the story. Either way, I picked the book up, and the book is called The Acres of Diamonds by, I think it's MALCOLM GLADWELL. Could be wrong how you pronounce his name, Marcus Conwell. Either way, look it up. Acres of Diamonds. I'll put the description in the proper author in the description. But the whole point about this book, though, he gave instances of people throughout history and in different situations during certain economic booms where that person would leave where they are, sell everything they have, and move to another location, thinking that the location is what's going to bring them business success, right? And I mean success at the level of success that they actually wanted. So whether it was millions of dollars, whether it was a very large business, it really didn't matter. It was just whatever success looked like to them. And you know, the common theme or thread throughout every story was everybody wanted a lot more money. Everybody wants to make more money. Everybody wants to have more money. It's just a part of our human existence and experience. There's a scripture, because like I said, we build everything on kingdom principle. It's a scripture that says money answers all things. Money answers all things. So understanding that principle, you look at your life, there's really nothing you can do for free. Everything that you're doing, everything that you're trying to do, you're going to have to pay for it some way, shape, or form. You're going to have to put some money up for it. So in the book, Acres of Diamonds, it really drilled on the fact that people don't look to get rich where they are. In the Bible, there's a story about a man named Moses, right? Moses was sent to lead a certain people a certain place, okay? So while he's leading, they're in trouble. They get to a breaking point. They're at the edge of a cliff or water, a body of water. And he's praying and asking, hey, God, what should I do? I'm in this position. I don't know what to do at this point. I'm afraid. All the people are afraid. We done got out here. What are we supposed to do now? Right? That was pretty much his thought processing. So God speaks to him and tells him, what do you have in your hand? In his hand was a staff. And he had just used this staff to perform numerous miracles to get this specific group of people freed from bondage, right? So after doing all of that and seeing the power that God endowed him with, the first question God asks him is, what do you have in your hand? He sees he has his walking stick, his rod, and he points it over the water, and it splits this body of water so that they could actually walk across. And the Bible said they walked across on dry land. So basically, he used what he was given, right? In business, I don't believe that all businesses are built solely on money alone. Many times, most businesses are built on who you know, what are your contacts, your network, which is why I teach what I teach when it comes to coaching. When it comes to coaching, I'm a firm believer that your network is your net worth, and that you can know a lot of people, you can be connected with a lot of people, and that many times will be better than being a person who has millions of dollars. Because at any given point, when you decide to monetize those relationships in some way, shape, or form, it's more profitable than it would be should you be a person who's just putting up a bunch of money to start a business. So the whole idea of what I teach is, don't always think about what you're doing as if you have to have all the money up front. Many times it's not about the money, it's about who you know. Now, for certain business ventures, yes, you do have to have some money. But then again, with business, you can be as creative as you want to, so it may not have to be your money. It can be somebody else's money. OPM, other people's money. So understanding what he had in his hand, understanding what you have as a tool to use, is the basis of Acres of Diamonds. So in Acres of Diamonds, it was a guy, plenty of people. They went on, it was during the gold rush time, and they basically went on quests to go find gold in places where gold was being found. Smart. But they sold everything, right? So they sell everything they have, and they leave where they are to go find gold some other place. Cool, fair enough. It's a noble venture. What happens is, the person who buys their house, their estate, their land, who is now their successor in owning the property, what we tend to find is that they were already standing on an acre of diamonds themselves. So in the book, the first story that this guy was told, it was a guy who wanted to find diamonds, right? So he left and went to a far off place and looked for a river with white sands on each side of its bank. White sands on each side of the river, and the river has to flow below a mountain, right? That was the description. So he goes and finds this stuff. He sells everything he has. He leaves his family in the care of somebody else, sells his house, sells his home, and leaves his family, and he goes and searches for diamonds. So it gets to a point where he's broke and destitute, doesn't have anything. And then all of a sudden, because his search was null and void, he ended up committing suicide. Well, months later, at the house where he had sold, or that he had sold, the gentleman obviously lived near a beach, so he had white sands in his backyard, basically. And the person who bought his house from him went out on the beach with his animal. His animal, I think it was his camel. His camel linked down into the sand and happened to move some sand around. And what do you know? A very unique rock that is not refined. It's a diamond that isn't refined, but it was a very unique rock. And from there, he takes the rock and leaves it on his mantle. So the priest who told the other man where to go find diamonds comes to this man's house and sees the diamond on this mantle. That the guy, he found the rock. It was a very nice rock, but he wasn't sure what it was. So he just took it and put it on his mantle. And the priest comes in and says, hey, did he come back? Ali is back. I see that's a diamond on the mantle. I know a diamond when I see one. And the guy who owned the house now says, no, he's not back. And I found that outside. I don't know what it was. It was just a unique rock to me. I don't think it's a diamond, though. And the priest was like, I know a diamond when I see one. That's a diamond. Here, let's go back outside. So they go back outside. And they begin to move the sand around. They stir with their hands into the sand. So they're not even digging for nothing crazy. But they're just in the sand, playing in the sand, basically. They get into the sand. And they start pulling out shovels full of diamonds. One of the largest diamond mines known to man, from what I've heard, as far as this story, if it's that true. But it took this dude leaving, selling his house, and missing his own acres of diamonds because he thought to go dig somewhere else instead of digging where he was. And I know you probably like, yo, Drew, that's a cool story. Maybe I'll read the book, maybe I won't. It's not a long book. I would say go read it either way. But you're probably saying to yourself, hey, man, what the hell do I got to do with this, man? What does that have to do with business? What are you talking about? Here's the thing. I am big on understanding how to monetize your network. You are probably sitting on your own acre of diamonds. Now, not for nothing, it's probably a good probability that they don't know what you do business-wise. But if your market or your network starts to know what you do, you'll be able to pick up some momentum, and people will probably start to, notice who you are or what you do. And they'll have some folks they can probably send your way to do business with you. But it starts with you understanding your own acre of diamonds. So I do know there's a principle, and it was spoken in the Bible, but it was by Jesus Christ himself, saying that a prophet is not revered in his own city. He's not welcome in his own city. He's not loved in his own city. He has to go abroad and build a ministry. And then after going abroad and making something of yourself, you can come home, and then home will love you. I do understand that as being a factor. My issue is I don't want to do that, and I didn't want to do that. So as of late, I did start to see what my acre of diamonds was going to look like. And I started to reach out to a bunch of different people. I had a presentation I did on YouTube. It's in my video list. But I think it's the top 6 common challenges of business owners and sales professionals. And I just wanted people to check that video out. Let me know if they're having similar problems. What can we do to help? Can we work together on this? And it was from that video that I'm finding out a lot of people didn't know that I was a business coach. And it's a lot more than I thought. So my point is, I have my own acres of diamonds. I'm taking my own advice. If you receive a message from me, it's definitely me. It's not me, it's not a scam. Just click on the link, check out my YouTube page. It's not nothing like that. It is strictly just me trying to get information to flow about what it is that I'm doing, what I'm putting together, and who I'm working with. But acres of diamonds is really how you should look at your business. I'm quite sure there are a lot of people, plenty of people plenty of businesses, plenty of opportunities that you're missing or you're looking over because you haven't recognized your own acre of diamonds. And they gave so many different examples of this happening for a lot of different people when it came to business. I just don't want to be that guy. So if you choose to not do business with me, that's fine. If I'm not your cup of tea business-wise, that's fine. But somebody you know could benefit from having a relationship with me and my company. So all I'm saying is share the info. Share the wealth. Don't choose or be the person that chooses for other people and you don't give them a choice. At least let them choose whether or not they want to be involved or not. And that is my Acres of Diamonds experience. I am looking to make sure that I am on point with that. I am looking to make sure that I make the right decisions, move properly, and monetize my relationships the right way. So I just want to give you guys a little bit of information. Hopefully that helps. And most of the time, typically when I do, I try to tell my clients to do a networking audit. Audit your network. Go find out who you know, who you don't know, who you need to know, who you need to get connected with, and see what you can build from business there. Business is not always about, everybody you're doing business with. It's not always about who's spending the most money. It's not always about, what you could possibly bring to the table financially to get more business. Many times it's simple. Business is simple. It's not easy. Definitely not easy, but it's simple. It's simple. And the simplest thing you can do is audit your network and see who you know. And then go a little further. Check your social medias. See who you know. See who knows you. You might find that you'll be sitting in your own acres of diamonds, and that's where the money should be made. That's where the money should be made. So take my advice. I'm doing some things with some friends, very successful friends of mine, June 10th. And I hope you're there. I hope you're there. These are all acres of diamonds. These are people that I've been blessed to meet, blessed to connect with, because I see my acres of diamonds. I'm praying you see yours, right? So that way you can go ahead and build something that's worth your time, energy, efforts, and legacy on top of that. So with that being said, I'll holler at y'all. I'm about to go into this board of directors meeting. Probably gonna eat good a little bit, but I'm just enjoying this business journey, just the whole journey. I'm not even more so focused about what's supposed to happen or where everything is gonna go. I'm more so enjoying the process. So, like I tell you all the time, dream bigger, believe better, and expect greater. I'll see y'all soon.